All right, so today I want to talk about motivation versus discipline. And to kick things off, I would like you to imagine with me a beautiful cloud of sparkly rose gold wonder that is coming from the heavens right down into our labs and making us do really difficult things all the time. And if that sounds to you like bullshit, it's because it is, and so is motivation. And I just want to address this because so often, I mean every day basically, I hear people say to me, I don't have the motivation. So I want to kind of talk about what motivation is, when we have it, and when we don't. So motivation basically is excitement. It's when we sign up for something and we're ready. You know, we're fired up. We're so excited to do the thing. But as many of you know, motivation goes away really quickly. If it doesn't go away within the first 24 hours, it most definitely goes away within the first week. Because our body doesn't like to do difficult things. It doesn't like to do difficult things. It's in our human nature to avoid discomfort. So what comes after motivation? What comes after excitement? It comes the work. It comes putting in, the time and the effort and the exhaustion. It is putting away things that give us joy and instead doing something that we don't want to do. So that, my dear, is called discipline. If I was going to define discipline, it is doing hard things that you don't want to do for a greater goal that you do want to do. Okay? Discipline is everything in success. And I mean success across the board, whether it is business or it is fitness or it is school. It's finding that time and just really putting in all these tiny little efforts of discomfort. So one thing I like to, talk about is the different stages of discipline. So discipline, people want to jump into fitness and they want to give 100%. And I think that's super admirable. Like you are here, you're excited, you are ready to go, you want to give it your all. But then you take on a discipline level that is much past your ability. And what happens is it's so much discomfort all at once that your brain and your body are just like, absolutely not. Like, I can't stand it. We're not going to do that anymore. So I really today want to talk to you about the 3 levels of discipline and what they bring. So what I always recommend for people to start with discipline is finding little mini pockets of discipline, okay? And that is like putting out your clothes the night before, brushing your teeth and then flossing. Instead of, watching an extra episode of RuPaul at night, you're gonna turn it off and you're gonna go to bed so that you're not tired in the morning. And I really, really recommend that you find lots of little areas that you can practice that discipline so that you build confidence in yourself that you are a person who can be disciplined. Because right now, if the only thing you've ever done is go level 100 and fail, you do not believe in yourself that you can do hard things. You only believe that you can fail. So what I really want you to do this week, right now, is to find 5 to 10 things that you can do in your life. Little things, mini things that you can practice discipline, okay? So what's the next step? Next step is consistency. And consistency and discipline is what produces results. I say this quote a lot, but greatness is not one great act. It's teeny tiny millions of little baby acts that you compound consistently over time that produces greatness. Truly know that, the person standing on the Olympia stage didn't do one big workout and got there. They did millions of tiny workouts, 1 hour, half an hour, 2 hours here, there, for years, consistently putting those little bits of discipline on top of each other to have that great moment of victory. And what so many people forget about when they're dieting and they're doing fitness is they think of it like a certain amount of weeks and then they get to stop, right? It's like, okay, I'm gonna diet so hard for 12 weeks and I'm gonna lose weight and then I get to go back to normal. And it's so defeating to watch people do that, because you've then learned consistency, you've learned discipline for 12 weeks, you practice and practice and practice, and then you throw it away. It's like as if I was trying to learn Japanese. You know, if I'm learning it in school for 2 semesters and then I just like throw it away for 2 years, it's like, well, if I had just done it for 10, 20 minutes a day, I could have kept it. But instead I'm throwing it away, right? Which just makes it so much harder to start. So if you understand what I'm saying, it's just like, you don't have to do these huge, grand disciplines, but it's like, if you just did 20 minutes a day, every day, you would know Japanese, you know what I mean? Like you would just be fit, and it wouldn't have to be this massive restart constantly, right? Okay, so the last step of discipline I want to explain is that like strong next level discipline. And what I like to find it in the community is like we like to call it like loving the pain. And sometimes you will see people who are really fit like get excited for the pain, for the struggle. And it's kind of an incredible thing to watch people do, because you know, they get sore in their bodies and they hurt and they're like, I love this pain, because it shows them that they're on that path to that greater goal, right? It's so exciting for them to know that they're going there, they're hitting that goal that they're so excited about, that even the pain is exciting because they're so invested. Sometimes I see with bodybuilders, like after their show, when they're allowed to kind of eat whatever they want again, they crave that consistency and that weighing of their food, because to them, like, it's exciting that they're that disciplined, right? Like they've worked so hard to be that person that they don't want to lose it. So I'm just going to recap. Motivation is just another word for excitement. It is that moment that you buy a new set of makeup brushes, or that you sign up for something, a dance class, like you are excited and you go home and you learn about how to put on your shoes properly, or you're so ready. That's motivation. But motivation does not stay. Discipline is what comes next, and it comes very quickly next. Okay, so when you're watching this, I want you to think about how long that motivation was for you, and be really honest. Was it a day? Was it a week? Was it 2 weeks? What is your motivation period? And then how good are you right now at discipline? Where can you practice discipline? Because the way you do something really is the way you do everything. I want you to think about that for a second. Like, are you the kind of person that perfectly wraps their gift boxes? Are you the kind of person who folds their clothes when you put them away? Or are you just throwing them in your closet? We often show ourselves everywhere we are in our life, and I want you to change that story for yourself to be a person who takes that extra moment to do things right, or to do things, the way you really want them to turn out. So I want you again to find 5 to 10 things that you can practice starting today to gain that confidence in your discipline, so that you can then go to step 2 of that consistency over time to show that result. And then lastly, one day you get to think about the excitement you're gonna feel for having that discipline in your life, and that you are never gonna wanna lose it. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. Let's get disciplined. Woo! Bye guys.